Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode here. Bitcoin is on the verge of having a massive breakout that could catapult us into a new all-time high. And I want to show you that specific trade and how you can actually take advantage of that and make here a shit ton of money. And of course, we're also going to talk about Ethereum and some other aspects of the market. If you think that's interesting, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now I just want to say before I jump into the charts, you see I'm traveling. The times when I upload videos are kind of varying right now, but from tomorrow for 10 to 12 days ish, it will be always around the same time. It will be kind of this time right now. And then it will actually switch back to way earlier. So just that you're aware of that, with like a 3-4 day transition period until it goes completely back how it was before. But now let's get into the charts here, because that's why you're actually watching. So here on the Bitcoin dominance chart, we start today a little bit different. You see that the dominance is further breaking down, which is for me absolutely fine. We are not seeing here a massive crash of the dominance right now. I would like to see the 53% level totally to be broken and a close today beneath that level. And then tomorrow, for all what I care, we can come up here with a green candle again. And then the day afterwards, I would like to see a further breakdown of it. But remember what I told you guys? I told you here, this will potentially mark the high for the Bitcoin dominance, as long as Bitcoin is not going extremely higher, you know. So now, of course, if Bitcoin turns around, goes like to, I don't know, $75,000, $80,000, $85,000 in like a single day, we're gonna see that in the Bitcoin dominance. That is for sure. But if we keep doing this in like small steps, what Bitcoin is doing right now, slowly grinding up, then the dominance can go down, altcoins have their time to shine, and we will make a shit ton of money here. So for now, I believe that we will continue to go a little bit lower and potentially see a bounce from like 52%, potentially again, the same what we did here when Bitcoin started to rally like crazy into the normal all-time high. But just in case, if we would break further down, I believe here 51.5 could be the level where Bitcoin might bounce in the Bitcoin dominance and actually start rallying then to $70,000 plus and potentially way past that number. And then we would potentially come back to like this downward sloping resistance line here. When we're looking at the funding rates, I see that a lot of altcoins getting overheated again, so which is crazy. Look at this. Here, 1,000 Pepper. So if you trade Pepper, then 150% is what you're going to pay in yearly fees for holding that trade. This is absolutely crazy. You know, the same for WIF. So it's like all these meme coins here, also Bonk and also Dodge is here, definitely highly over leveraged right now. Too many people are trading this and driving the funding rates up. You see that basically only meme coins are having this really crazy orange. So you see here Fetch. Okay, Fetch is an outlier, but it's AI, and that actually tells you what the market is playing right now. It's the narrative of meme coins and the AI narrative. That is what the market is playing when it comes to altcoins right now. So, and that is where you should potentially also be in, because there's money to be made, and that's what we are here for. Now, when I go to Bird's Eye, you also see that here in trending tokens, you see here Bread, so that's a meme coin on the base layer. You see here with NOS is AI. Remember, I showed you Nosana. This is now, that was at almost $5 when I showed it to you. Now it's $7.50 more or less. So almost, so that is a 50% move since I showed it like last week or something. So you should better listen to me when I talk about these coins. And also here Guac is a meme coin. Myro is a meme coin. So they are all on Solana. And SNS, I don't know if that is a meme coin here. Chutney is one. Then here MicroStrategy. So you see, these are only meme and AI coins that are right now heavily leveraged in the market, and it shows you where the interest is. And therefore, I'm looking again here at the open interest for Bitcoin to get kind of like an indication and a feeling where Bitcoin is in all of this right now, because normally we see these meme coin plays at the top of the cycle when everything else has already rotated, but we did not see that big rotation yet. So what I believe potentially could be happening here, that it's this time the other way around. We start with the meme coins, and then people made all the money, get bored, and then shift that into quality projects like layer ones, layer twos, DeFi, whatever, you know. So here, when I look at the Bitcoin open interest right now, what it tells me is that we are more or less staying flat, which is a good and a healthy sign for me, so that the markets are not getting heavily more over leveraged as they are already. But when we're looking at the sentiment and the indication for that on the here Bitcoin funding rates, we see we are not crazy high here right now in the funding rates. For example, on ETHEREUM, on BYBIT, on Binance and OKX, we are not in crazy levels yet, because we were here like at 186% on ETHEREUM on the 5th, like 3 days ago, you know. So this is not the case right now. We are not that crazy high in these kind of ranges here. We are right now at 59%, so we are like 3x beneath what we had like 3 days ago. So, and that is also a good sign that there's still a lot of more room to go to the upside, specifically for Bitcoin and also Ethereum. Another reason, so this is a chart that I wanted to show you again for a really, really long time, why I believe Bitcoin is on the verge to break here way, way higher, and that of course way before the halving actually is happening, is when we're looking at the balance sheet from all exchanges, centralized exchanges out there, how much Bitcoins that they are holding and how the inflow and outflow is of these exchanges. And what you can see here, that since we broke above $9,000 in 2020, that Bitcoins just kept flowing out. And here was again a really big drop. So, and that was price-wise around $20,500. There we saw a big move to the downside here, where people took their Bitcoins off the exchanges, and that marked the bottom of the last bear market that we had. So now, you see, this keeps continue to decline. So now the question is, how much Bitcoins are left on the exchanges? And if we compare that to the spot ETF buying, how many days can these coins on the exchange still last before they're running out? So, and this is of course a hypothetical mind game right now. So when we're looking at this, there's roughly 2.3 million Bitcoins still left in the exchanges. Overall, the spot ETF providers, they are buying every single day between 5 and 10,000 Bitcoins. So how many days are then left if they buy 10,000 every day and there's 2.3 million on exchanges left? Simple math, 230 days. 230 days if there's no Bitcoin anymore on the OTC market, no Bitcoins coming, or enough Bitcoins coming from the miners, there's only one place where they can go, spot exchanges. 2.3 million Bitcoins are available. In less than a year, they have bought everything. I reckon that this number here will be in a year from now around 1.5 million or even below that. Maybe even under a million. And the exchanges will have almost no Bitcoins anymore because the institution bought them all, or some other bigger whales, some other companies came into the market, like MicroStrategy or something like that. Maybe Tesla starts buying again. All these kind of things can impact that. So, but what this is causing is a supply shock. And I have talked about this in the past many, many times. When a supply shock occurs, that means the supply is shrinking, but the demand is exponentially growing. So what happens with an asset then in that situation? You have to reprice the asset at a favorable price for people that holding the rest of the supply, so that they are willing to separate from it. And only in that way you can make it attractive for them to basically rid themselves of it, if you make it more expensive. So that means Bitcoin in that sense has to go up. But there are some people out there, they don't want to sell under $1 million. So hence, while it potentially is in the realm of the possibilities that Bitcoin will actually reach that price, if institutions just have to keep feeding the Bitcoin demand. So at some point, it might actually happen that Bitcoin goes to $1 million. So, but again, it's just my thoughts, a little mind game, you know. So because you have to factor in, miners can still sell. There are people, long-term holders, short-term holders that can still sell. So all these things you have to factor in, you know. Now let's finally get into the Bitcoin chart. If my laptop lets me do that. Aha. So here we go. So here on the 12-hourly chart, really quick, what I just want to point out is that Bitcoin is here overdue for a big move to the upside, because we are starting to flatline here on the stochastic RSI, and Bitcoin doesn't like to do that for a long time. You know, okay, here we had the same situation. This was going on for a week. Now we are doing this for 2 days. But I don't believe that this is going on for another 5 days before we see a move in Bitcoin. I believe the move is actually just around the corner. The nice thing about the situation with Bitcoin right now is that we got a beautiful retest of the EMA ribbon already. So Bitcoin doesn't have to come back to test it again to get a bounce and continue the trajectory to $70,000. The only thing that Bitcoin needs to do to get to $70,000 is actually break $68,623, and then there's basically nothing standing in Bitcoin's way to touch $70,000 and go potentially even above that. When we are breaking then into lower time frames, you can clearly see where support and resistance is right now. And I want to give you here a small trading tip. Remember when I told you about the Monday range? When the Monday low is formed and the Monday high, these are marking the range for you for the rest of the week. So now look at this. We have here, oh sorry, I have to actually go back here to Monday. Look here, here started Monday. And since Monday, we are ranging. We are ranging between Monday high and Monday low. That's why it's so important that you mark yourself these things out. If you want this indicator that I'm using for this, here it's called Spaceman BTC key level V13.1. It's for free on TradingView. You just have to search for the indicator and then basically set it up with your own settings, you know, so that you basically have only the Monday high, the daily open, and the Monday low, because that's the most important thing here. Now, if we break the Monday high, usually what it means if we break a Monday high is that the price of that coin will break into higher levels here. So here in that case, again, $68,640 is approximately the level to watch here, to see here a breakout. But there's one little level beneath that already, $67,850, in my opinion, has to be reclaimed first. So kind of like here, to see that move here to the upside. Now, when we look at the liquidation levels, we see here that a little bit more shorts are coming in, but not a lot, at least here on BYBIT. We are sitting right now at that resistance level on this 4-hourly chart that I would like to see to be flipped. There we are just $8 away from it, and close a 4-hourly candle above that level. So this could be right now the candle that is closing above that, and I will show you why this is so important in a moment. Beneath us, we could go and sweep here $66,440 here, these levels here down below, but Bitcoin doesn't look like right now that it really wants to drop under $67,000. It really everything looks like and is pointing to that Bitcoin will start to rally here potentially today. When I go to the heat map for liquidation levels, see here also we have a narrow range right now that Bitcoin is trading in. So here from 66,940 to like 67,952. That is the range. And you see here, again, we have a lot of liquidations in shorts above us. So here is over $400 million worth of liquidations up for grabs for market makers if they push Bitcoin only to $68,880. So if we would come back to the downside, so here's like $212 million in long liquidations if we go to $66,600. But again, that is a $1,000 move right now to the downside. Bitcoin doesn't look like it right now that it actually wants to go to these levels. I think I closed it by accident. So, but it's fine. I can just take this chart here. A line like this, see here's the ascending triangle, and Bitcoin is close to break above that. So the only thing that I did here, I put the neckline a little bit lower. I put the neckline here. And you see that Bitcoin just got rejected from breaking out here into higher price levels. Bitcoin has, in the next hour, the chance to break here higher. If we fail to do so, then we might see a rejection and Bitcoin might fake out to the downside and then come back and basically breaks then out to the upside. So we have seen that in the bull market many times before, that this was kind of what was playing out here. So let's see what's going to happen. We need here to basically break $68,000 to break here higher, and that is the next potential trade that you can do here, that you can take here. Let me show you. If we would break it to the upside, the stop loss would be slightly under the daily open. If we would break it to the upside, the target would be more or less $74,000. So now let's pull this to the upside here. Almost a 9% move to the upside against a 1.87% of a stop loss. So that is almost a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. That is amazing. If you put 20x leverage on that, you make like almost 180% to the upside, and to the downside 37% of a loss potentially if you would get stopped out. But the risk to reward ratio is worth taking this trade. And guys, don't forget, I'm trading on BYBIT. If you want to trade on BYBIT with me together, the link is in the description and in the pinned comment below here in this video. It's still the best exchange in my opinion. And I will start today copy trading on Margex, where I act basically as a fund manager for your funds without actually going into your account for that, so like physically, with my own computer, which is also nice. I know a lot of you were waiting for that, so I'm definitely doing this in this afternoon for me. And yeah, if you cannot use BYBIT, there's also a link for BITGET and Phemex that you can use. Like I said, you will find these links all in the pinned comment and in the description below here. So now let's go really quick into Ethereum. Ethereum is really close to break here into $4,000, but I have a small problem with that, and that is that we are potentially forming here a rising wedge. This will break down at some point, and it could be that we are breaking down out of it when we're touching $4,000. So we don't have to go much higher for that, just a little bit. And once it's going to happen, I believe that we are breaking here under this resistance line that I gave you guys yesterday. So if you're in this trade, I believe we're gonna see a small fake out here to the downside. First of all, because $4,000 is a psychological level, and the other reason for that is that we are in this massive rising wedge here on the 4-hourly chart and potentially see a breakdown out of it. But it will be short-lived in my opinion. It will be really short-lived. We come quick down here, come back up, consolidate, attack 4,000 again, break through it and go higher. So that's what I'm reckoning here. So, and my personal target on my trades that I have right now on Ethereum is $5,000. So I'm going to close my trade potentially like a couple dollars below that, like $20, $25 below that, just to make sure that I actually get filled when I want to get out, because the majority will try to get out at $5,000, and I just want to make sure that I get out a little bit before everyone else. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow will be an amazing video, because I will be in a totally different location again. So you should definitely tune in there, and don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.